3 tips on how to identify a narcissist in your life. 1. Pay attention to the comments or digs made directly at you but are masked as jokes. And don't just brush this off. If this is a continuous thing, it's actually a huge red flag. And these comments or digs never really want to make you laugh or even smile, because they're not actually jokes and are usually insulting and demeaning in nature, and are usually actually about you or things you genuinely care about that they're making fun of or putting down in some way. And they'll say like, oh, I was just kidding around, I'm just joking, like why are you so serious, when they're just being flat out offensive and degrading. Like, why would you laugh? 2, if you notice that they try to bait you to try to get various reactions out of you, and they'll usually try to accomplish this by saying things they know will get a rise out of you or trigger you in some way adversely. For example, they'll bring up something from your past that maybe you shared in confidence that was something you were embarrassed about or insecure about, and they'll randomly bring it up, sometimes in front of others, so like in public, in order to see you squirm and react, especially in front of others, while they feign innocence and plausible deniability of not remembering it being a secret. Like, yeah, right. Further disrespecting you, therefore furthering their feeling of superiority, power, and control over you. And you'll generally feel very small and diminished after an interaction like this takes place. But I believe after each interaction with a person like this, you're gonna feel small and diminished. 3, if you find that they're trying to find out every last piece of information and detail about you, but as if they feel entitled to this information. They aren't genuinely asking because they care, but more so they can garner personal information and data about you. And they're relentless about it. Even if you've said, no, I'm not ready to share, I'm not comfortable sharing. They do not respect this and will continue to try to wear you down to get this information. And then it's like, if you don't share this information, it's a personal attack on them, or like you're mistreating them or you're lying about something. And obviously you don't want them to think that, because that's not the case. So either you end up sharing something you're not comfortable sharing, and maybe you feel shame or guilt after the fact because you shared something that, again, you weren't comfortable sharing, or God forbid you actually react after being pushed and prodded and say something like, how could I be lying, and whatever else, obviously wanting to defend yourself. And somehow they twist it around and you end up being the bad guy. And then they'll just be like, why are you so defensive, with a smug smile on their face? All I did was ask a question. Further fueling these feelings of extreme confusion and crazy mental gymnastics that these people try to make you do. There's so much more that can be said, of course, but these are just a few things that come to mind. It's so important to pay attention to people's behavior. And when you do pay attention, it's amazing the things that you can learn.